In this video, I will share with you all how to recreate the gorgeous embellishment on this outfit on Sharon Oja. If you'll be interested in knowing how this process goes, please make sure to watch this video all the way through, like, share, and subscribe. For this style of embellishment, you need your seed beads. I'm using these two colors of seed beads. You also need your copper wire in size 0.30 millimeters or 0.50 millimeters. I'm just showing you the two different metals that I have, the silver copper wire and the golden copper wire. Feel free to use any one that you choose depending on the style that you're making. You'll also need something that we call stopper. They typically sell these in sewing accessories shops. You also need your fabric pencil, of course, for making markings on the outfit that you're trying to embellish, your beading needle as well for the beading portion of today's tutorial, and your fabric of choice. For me, I'm working with illusion mesh. Something else that I'll be doing is to put my stopper at the end of my copper wires. I went ahead to do this and then just press it down with your plier. I didn't show that portion. I don't know how I missed that footage. And once you've put the stopper at the end of your copper wire, you start to just pass your seed beads through the copper wire that you've secured at the end. Make sure that you secure your copper wire so that the beads that you're putting into the copper wire will not just be pouring out from the other end of the copper wire. I hope that makes sense. And for the length of the copper wire, it's up to you depending on the length of the style that you're trying to create. Make your copper wire very long so that you just fill it up with beads. And then the next thing you now start to do is to twist it. Okay, you are creating twisting design with the copper wire that you are filled with beads. Okay, what I'm doing here is I'm just twisting the end of the copper wire just to secure it in place. So after putting your stopper into the copper wire, you want to leave about 1 inch at the end of your copper wire, so you can just twist that 1 inch end to secure what you're doing. It's just very important to secure everything that you're doing so that it stays put together, it doesn't slip up and start to look weird, and just it doesn't frustrate you at the end of the day. Once I've gone ahead to twist that end of my copper wire, I'm just twisting the bead work that I already did with my copper wire. I hope everything I'm saying makes sense to us. So you just want to twist all the way to the end of the length of the copper wire that you are filled up with beads. I hope I'm not moving too quickly. I hope we understand. If you understand everything that I'm talking about, please just comment understand in the comment section. Okay, type understand in the comment section. All right, so this is me just twisting. And once I got to the end of my work, I went ahead to also twist up another 1 inch allowance that I put of my copper wire at the end. So you put 1 inch allowance at the beginning of your twist, another 1 inch at the end of your twist. I also forgot to mention, after you've completely filled the copper wire with the amount of beads that you like, put your stopper there again and press the stopper down with your plier, okay, so that the beads that you have put into the copper wire will not start pouring out. All right, so this is me just speeding up the process, showing you how I'm twisting, and this is that 1 inch portion that I told you guys about. And that's it, guys. Once you're done twisting all the pieces of copper wire that you have filled with beads, you just set that aside. We will get to how to attach it as we go along. For this portion now, I'm showing us how to bead. Okay, so you see that beading that we have on the outfit proper. This is the style of beading that was done, and it's just a twist to the leaf style of beading that I've taught us in depth on this channel. I'll do my best to link the in-depth tutorial on the screen for us, but this tutorial as well is very valuable if you just watch what I'm doing. So you're picking up about 5 pieces of beads, passing it through your needle and thread, and just pinching your fabric a little bit. I don't know how to explain it. Look at what I'm doing and replicate it on your work. I always recommend for people, when watching my videos, try to just have your tools together. Okay, I believe that for people that watch my channel a lot for the purpose of learning, they have some of these things that I work with: your tambour hoop, your fabric, your beads and threads and all of that. Just get those things together, watch the video and go along with me. It will really help you. All right, so like I said before, I'm picking up about 5 pieces of seed beads, putting it into my needle and thread, and just pinching my fabric a little bit, just the way you're seeing. And then I went ahead to just bead this entire portion of fabric that I've already illustrated on. So you see that I drew lines on there exactly. I used my fabric pencil to just draw these lines just to create some sort of pattern that we are working with for the sake of today's tutorial. If this is your first time stopping by my channel, hello, my name is Funmibi Olawore. I am a fashion enthusiast based in Edmonton, Alberta. I like to come on my channel weekly to share tutorials relating to beading and embellishment, fashion design, occasional lifestyle, and just things that I find very valuable, and I believe that my audience, people that watch my channel, will find valuable as well. If any of these things that I just spoke about speaks to you, please make sure to hit the subscribe button. I'm currently on my way to 100,000 subscribers. That's my goal for this year, 2025. By the grace of God, hopefully we're able to hit that milestone. So I would need your help, really need your help in achieving that milestone. Please hit the subscribe button, share this channel with your friends. Don't hesitate to drop your thoughts, comments, suggestions, questions down in the comment section. I always read from you all and do my best to respond as soon as possible. And yeah, do all the things. All right, guys, I'm going to keep quiet now, allow you just pay attention to what I'm doing. If you have questions, like I said before, don't hesitate to drop it down in the comment section. All right, guys, I'll catch you all as we go along in today's video. Enjoy. As we all can see, you can see that my thread is already getting short. So this is where I like to just cut up the thread and start with another fresh batch of needle and thread. After securing my stitch, I like to just put a dollop of glue on that spot just to also further secure my stitch. Okay, for people that always ask, oh, how do I secure my work, just to avoid it loosening and all of that? Yes, so you secure your stitch. I've taught us how to knot up stitches multiple times on the channel. If you didn't catch it, rewind, look at how I did that at this point, and then I just put a little bit of glue at that point, and then I just continued from that spot. So it just creates a continuous gradient on your work. It doesn't look tacky and just, you know, unkept. Basically, I just thought to pop on here just to mention that to us. So this is how far I've gone. This is the first portion. Look how gorgeous this looks. Look at how, or just imagine, I should say, imagine how this will look if you go ahead to do something very neat on your client's work. Look at the inner portion as well. Very put together. Also, I forgot to mention, I'm using the 0.20 millimeters fishing line for the purpose of today's work. You can use the invisible thread if you choose, or use the 0.20 millimeters fishing line, just like I'm doing as well. I like to use either this type of thread or the invisible thread when working with illusion fabric specifically. Okay, anything other than that is going to look chaotic. Okay, even 0.25 millimeters, I don't recommend it for illusion fabric. For illusion fabric, use your invisible thread, or at least 0.20 millimeters, or at most 0.20 millimeters fishing line for the purpose of your embellishment. But then again, it's up to you. I don't make the rules. Okay, feel free to do whatever suits you, but I like to just teach my audience things that will allow their work look neat. For those that have patronized me in the past when I was living in Nigeria, and I used to do this as a source of income, basically it was a business for me in Nigeria, you can attest to the fact that I still see some of my customers that I follow on social media till date. Even though I made some of those things for them 2020, 2021, 2022, they are still wearing most of the things that I made for them as far back as that time. And it just goes to show that a lot of precision, a lot of care was put into the making of those pieces for them back in the day. Okay, so make sure that when you're creating stuff for your customers, your work, first of all, is neat, and you are making sure that everything that you're doing is being secured properly. Don't make something that after your customer wears it once or twice, it's done, right? You have to basically just toss the item that you made for them. It's very important to just take note of that. So I'm just continuing with my beading. All right, friends, so this is what we have here. This is the end result of this beading pattern. We see that this is very similar to the beadwork that we have at the bust area of the outfit on Sharon Oja. So when you are trying to recreate something similar to this on an outfit, I hope we all understood how I did this beading, and you are able to replicate this on whatever outfits that you're trying to create. Again, I used seed beads. For you, you can use sand beads, you can use broken glass beads, you can use crystal beads if that's what you prefer. So if you want it to be tightly packed like this, you use a very small size, maybe the 2 millimeters crystal beads. You use it for this style of embellishment. Take note that crystal beads, like I always say, they are expensive. So when you are deciding to use that for your customer, factor the cost of it when making that decision. I've seen a lot of discourse on social media when people are talking about, oh, fashion designers are putting a lot of money on their outfits these days, this and that. So as much as people are saying that, don't allow that now make you start to undercharge to the point where you are making clothes and things for people using expensive accessories, and because you don't want to cause some kind of ruckus with your customers, you are pricing yourself lower than you should, and at the end of the day you're running at a loss. You know, I always preach against running at loss at when it comes to business. Okay, if you're running a charity organization, you can decide that okay, you want to be nice, but if it's a business, profit making is one of your top priorities. So make sure that you are doing what needs to be done basically for yourself. Anyway, this is also the twisted embellishment. We used golden sand beads, and I'm sure you guys saw how I did this. This is what we created. So when it now comes to attaching something like this to an outfit, what you're doing is tacking. Okay, you're going to use your needle and thread to tack the design to the points of your outfit where you want it to stay. If we look at the picture on Sharon Oja, I'm going to try to put it on the screen for us. We see that we have this gold and black twisted embellishments at the top of the bust area. Okay, the sweetheart neckline we have this wire work on there, and is extended to the sleeve. So I just did something just like a makeshift replication of what we have on the screen. Okay, so all you're going to do after you have done the beading and it's time to attach the wire work embellishment, you're tacking it. So you place it strategically on the outfits that you have sewn and then start to tack. Okay, depending on where you want your wire work embellishment to be, you tack accordingly and create something fantastic for yourself. I hope everything I just said makes sense to also. You have something like this going on your outfits, you tack it and do all the necessary things and create something fabulous. I hope we all found this tutorial very useful. I hope you learned a lot. If you have questions for me regarding the things that were done in this video, please don't hesitate to drop your questions in the comment section. I will be sure to respond to you as soon as I see it. If you have suggestion, feedback, feel free to leave those in the comment section. If you're not subscribed, now will be a fabulous time to subscribe to this channel. I share tutorials similar to what you just watched every single week on the channel. Do all the things, okay? Like, share, subscribe, leave me your comments. And yeah, friends, I can't wait to see you all in another amazing video very, very soon. Bye.